He didn't pass the buck. He didn't point the finger. It was a complete mea culpa. You know, he shook his head a couple of times, appearing incredibly contrite, and not certainly in not detailing what had transpired, but basically acknowledging that it was him who did all of these things. When he even went as far as to say that when he made the mistakes that he made, he just shakes his head. When he thinks about it, he just shook his head sometimes and just like, I can't believe I did those things. And so he came across as a incredibly contrite, ashamed of himself, as well as he should. With that all being said, it didn't work on me, didn't work on anybody that's watched him over the years. We know he's a pathological serial liar. We know that he doesn't appear to have a genuine bone in his body. And what it comes down to is that he knows that he has to play baseball for the New York Yankees. He's under contract for the next 3 years at approximately $61 million, and that the cat's out of the bag. He's known as a cheater. He's known as a performance-enhancing drug user. He's known for throwing people under the bus. He's known for being completely untrustworthy. And the one thing that he does have in his favor is that he clearly can never be accused of being discriminatory, because he went after the deputy commissioner, who's now the commissioner. He went after the former commissioner, Bud Selig. He talked about the process. He ended up trying to sue the Major League Baseball Players Association. Everywhere you turn, this dude didn't burn bridges. He napalmed them. He has no credibility whatsoever. Nobody believes a single word that he says. Again, the word serial and pathological comes into the equation when you talk about his propensity to tell lies, and that is what it is. So even though he appeared incredibly contrite yesterday, and, you know, he just seemed to be somebody who had recognized the error of his ways, you found yourself relieved that at least he had the decency to do that. But that's about as far as it goes. All anybody cares about right now is, can you hit the fastball? Can you produce some runs and base hits? Can you do these things? Because nobody cares about Alex Rodriguez outside of that, except his inner circle, of course. You know, he's got a wonderful, family, the kids. Nobody can deny that he tries to be a great father and things of that nature. And so, you know, your personal life is your personal life. That's his business. But that is what he will have to resort to, because in terms of the public eye and professional baseball, the minute he stops playing, nobody's going to want to have anything to do with him.
Okay. So back to the question. For me, I don't really care how he handled himself yesterday. He handled himself predictably to me. I've said this for years on end on this show. You said doesn't have a genuine bone. I always use sincere. This man does not have a sincere bone in his body. He is now an actor playing a carefully choreographed role and part. And yesterday, he was doing nothing but engaging in the early PR game. He is playing against the New York Yankees, trying to win back some sympathy from the more gullible fans out there who might sit back and say, oh, poor Alex. He came across yesterday as completely genuine. That's the first time I really believed that he was truly, deeply sorry for everything that he has done. He has repented. He has seen the light. He gave no excuses for anything. He backed off and said, I was so wrong, and I am here early. Alex Rodriguez showed up, what was it, 3 days early, unbeknownst to the Yankees, shocking the Yankees into having to scramble to get him his examination, his medical exam, because you have to take one of those before you can even step on the field. But poor, repentant Alex is now relegated to having to play on the minor league field. He can't even step on the major league field. And I will bet you, if I could read into the faces of those autograph seekers who lined up for him, and we know they're going to be there every day, I will bet you he did win back some sympathy yesterday from the more gullible Yankee fans out there, and the Yankee fans who just want to be interested in something with this team. And I thought Bob Nightingale wrote a good piece in USA Today saying that, hey, there's nothing interesting about this team anymore except this guy. It has come to this for your New York Yankees. This is the show. This is all anybody cared about. The media was clamoring, rushing, just clinging to Alex as he walked out the door. Everybody trying to get a position to hear what he had to say when we've heard it over and over and over again. I don't want to hear any more of it. I don't believe a word of it. I don't care about it. And in the end, bottom line, I'm going to tell you this again, you being the diehard Yankee fan that you are, I also have zero sympathy for the front office and ownership of the New York Yankees. In 2009, after he had apologized before and said, I screwed up, I took PEDs, he admitted it publicly in 2009, and apparently your Yankee brass bought the apology because they immediately gave him this deal that still owes him 3 more years and $61 million until $61 million until he's 42 years of age. They owe him $61 more million. The joke is on them. I've never seen anything like this before, where a former listen, Stephen A., I think we can agree on this part. Alex Rodriguez was the most gifted baseball player I have ever seen, ever, all around gifted. Not mentally or with any kind of backbone. I'm just talking about physical gifts. And he's playing for a franchise that used to be the most famous franchise in all of sports. Now they are stuck together, and maybe they deserve each other. I don't know. It has come to this for your New York Yankees. And I'm sorry to shame you with this. I'm just trying to help you see the truth.